Ilima Lei MacFarlane here today. Bellator coming up in December. Daggerville seems like that's the spot that everyone wants to fight in right now because everybody. It seems that they keep going back to that same location. Have you fought for them yet in Daggerville, Oklahoma?
No, not in Oklahoma.
You've never been to Oklahoma before?
No.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a culture shock. Yeah, you'll
What?
have fun. You'll have fun though, but it's a little bit of a culture shock. You're the co-main event for this fight. Yeah, at least that's how they have seating right now. So
is that because Patricki's fight got pulled?
I think so. That's my belief. Yeah. So which makes sense. I mean, everyone just moves up. So yeah, it makes sense. Obviously, you didn't know about it, so there's no added pressure because you didn't know. And that was the thing.
I kind of had a feeling once I saw Patricki, I was like, okay, maybe they're gonna bump us up, but nobody had told me anything. So cool.
How do you find out stuff? Does your manager call you up and go, hey, by the way, this is what's happening? Do you find out about it on social networking? Does your mom call you? Like, what happens? You know?
Normally Manolo tells me.
Okay.
Yeah, normally it's Manolo, but then I found out about Patricki's fight getting pulled off of Twitter.
Okay.
So yeah, social media or Manolo.
Yeah, and that seems to be the way the sport's going, that a lot of people are finding out about stuff just by seeing what's on, it gets released by somebody that knows inside, the camps, or someone that knows from inside the organization without it being an official thing, and they just put like a little quick tweet out, a little quick Facebook post out, and then everything just spouts from there. So
yeah.
You're doing amazing. Obviously at 4-0. I mean, you're crushing it. You're doing so well. Emily, your opponent, she's not half bad though either. Like, how do you see this fight?
Oh, dude, she's and it's crazy. She's super under the radar, but like I've been following her since her Bellator debut, when she beat Bruna Vargas, and I'm like, dude, this girl's a killer. But for some reason she's been under the radar, And I even texted Manolo because her last fight was on the Anastasia card. And,
right.
There was all that buzz about Anastasia and me fighting. So, of course, I was watching that card. But after that card was over, I texted Manolo and I was like, I bet you they're going to give me Emily. I think she's a killer. And I think stylistically wise, she's my toughest opponent in the division.
Oh, okay. So what had to change in training camp then once you knew you were going to fight?
When did I find out I was going to fight her?
No. What changed in training camp once you found out you were going to fight Emily?
Oh, what was changed? Honestly, nothing was changed except that my camp was longer, and it was a lot more intense as far as like the conditioning and everything.
Yeah.
And part of the reason for that was because Liz, my teammate Liz, was getting ready for her UFC 25 or 205.
Yeah.
And which is like 3 weeks before my fight. So I ended up starting her camp with her, which made mine longer and more intense. And but otherwise we didn't change up anything just because stylistically me and Emily are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there wasn't really anything we needed to focus on or change up.
Do you feel like this is a good matchup for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's not often that you find well-rounded women fighters, especially up-and-comers, or ones that are early on in their careers like Emily and I are. And so, yeah, I think that this is a super good matchup because we are both pretty well-rounded.
Why do you think she's so much under the radar? Because she really is. When I looked up your fight, I was like, I'm not sure if I even know this girl. I have seen her fight before just by watching the Bellator cards, but didn't realize it was her. Went back and did some more research. You're like, wow, like she really is flying underneath the radar. Why do you think that is?
Well, part of the reason she actually was brought in, I know against Bruna Vargas, like Bruna was one of the hot Brazilian girls they signed, and Emily was like the local fighter. She was basically the Rebecca Ruth that was supposed to lose, but ended up beating the crap out of her. And then her last fight against the other Brazilian, who was one of like the hot Brazilian girls, she took that fight on like 2 weeks notice. And there is a huge size discrepancy too. The other girl, Kenya Miranda, that's her name. She actually didn't even make weight and was enormous compared to Emily. And that totally didn't deter Emily at all. Like she went in there and kicked her ass, ended up submitting her. And Kenya is actually a black belt in jiu-jitsu. and Emily ended up submitting her. So I think just for the very reason that she took that fight on last minute, 2 weeks notice, so they didn't have a chance to build it up or whatever, I think is why she continued to fly under the radar.
Well, win or lose or draw for this next fight, both you guys are going to be above the radar, especially because being put so late onto the card. You know, if it was an early prelim fight, it might slide underneath the radar again, and people pass through. But now they finally get a shot. Do you feel like Bellator? Of course, Patricky got pulled, so yeah, it makes everybody shift up one. But do you feel like Bellator is giving you your just push, like they should be with all their athletes, like getting you out there, getting in front of the media, the way you should be, giving you those opportunities?
Yeah, I actually feel really bad for so his name is John. He's the one that runs the social media accounts for Bellator.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for him because he tells me that like he always gets shit from other fighters for, if he posts stuff about me or whatever, they're like, she doesn't have a fight coming up. What do you do? So I feel actually bad that he has to somehow manage all of these different fighters, and I understand too, like when if I don't have a fight, then I'm not expecting for them to be promoting me or anything.
Right.
But yeah, so I think Bellator is pretty fair, and it's just hard because they have so many fighters to promote. So who are they gonna?
Yeah. And it's tough too because you're only 4-0. You're not 40-0. It's
exactly.
Like I'm brand new in my career. I'm just getting started. How much push can you actually give me? But it's nice to see that they are giving you a little bit of a bump. And you're right. They got to push the champs. They got to push the guys and the girls that have fights coming up. So that's just how it works. So, well, I won't take too much of your time. I know you're getting ready for that hard diet, the big water push, overhydrate, distilled water. Yeah. So I appreciate you coming on here, man. Thanks so much. It's been great watching all your fights. I can't wait to see this one too. I think this one's gonna be a barn burner for me. This is one of the better fights on the card.
I think so too. I think it's either going to end up in a knockout or it's going to go all 3 rounds because I have no. Everybody's asking me like, "What's your game plan? What's your game plan?" I'm like, dude, I don't know because we're both so similar. We both can stand. We both can go on the ground. So it's like it could end up anywhere, honestly.
And that's what makes the fights great.
Yeah.
those kind of fights are the best ones to watch. Yeah.
I'm excited for it too. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Awesome. Well, have a great rest of your training camp. Enjoy your weight cut as much as you can, and then we'll talk
again
soon.
Enjoying it. Coconut strips. Yeah.
Nice. All right, I'll talk to you later.